Good day, friends. Now let's see next part of town planning. Different types of plans. First one is structural plan. Now basically there are three types of plan: structural plan, comprehensive plan, and development plan. Now structural plans is a plan in that covers single out for attention of certain aspects of the environment. Usually the land uses, the main movement systems, and the location of a critical facilities and building. Such a plan aims to influence certain key vocational decisions while recognizing that there are many other things that can't and perhaps should not be decided at the outset. Now, comprehensive plan seeks to combine in one document the prescriptions for all the aspects of city development. It includes an analysis of the city's economy, its demographic characteristics, and the history of its spatial development as a preface to plan for how the city should be evolved over the last 20-year period or over a period of 20 years. Development plan for the development or redevelopment or improvement of the area within the jurisdiction of a planning authority. It includes a regional plan, a master plan, a detailed development plan, and a new town development plan. Now, land use planning definitions refer to the rational and judicious approach of allocating available land resources to different land using activities and for different functions consistent with the overall development vision or goal of a particular city. Land use refers to a document embodying a set of policies accompanied by maps and similar illustrations which represents the community desired pattern of population distribution and a proposal for the future allocation of land to the various land using activities. Land use planning refers to the manner of utilization of land including its allocation, development and management. Now objectives of land uses are to promote efficient utilization, acquisition, disposition of land ensures the highest and best use of land, to direct, harmonize and influence discussions and activities of the private and public sectors relative to the use and management of lands, to reconcile land use conflicts and proposals between and among individuals, private and government entities relative to the present and future needs of for the land, to promote desirable patterns of land uses, to prevent wasteful development and minimize the cost of public infrastructure and utilities and other social services, to preserve areas of ecological, aesthetic, historical and cultural significance. Zoning. The term zoning in planning sense include two aspects: allocation of land for specific purpose and control of use, height and construction of building. Now it is defined as a regulation by law of the use of land or buildings and of the height and density of buildings in specific areas for the purpose of securing convenience, health, safety and general welfare of the community. Now zoning uses of land, profit making uses of land, there is offices, residences and industries, non-profit making land, that is roads, parks, that is social cause, roads, parks, playgrounds, educational buildings and government offices. Now this profit making uses land and non-profit making uses land, they work hand in hand. Now objectives of zoning. The town planner gets ample opportunities for designing the future growth and development of the town. Zoning efforts proper coordination of various public amenities, effective tools for making town planning schemes effective and successful. Now classification of zoning. The zoning by use, that is residential, commercial, industrial, civic, institutional and recreational, zoning by height and zoning by density. Aspects of zoning: density zoning, height zoning and use zoning. Now density zoning. In a broad sense, it is a measure of the intensity of land use. It is expressed as the number of persons living on an acre or any other unit of land which indicates the concentration of people living thereon. Large number of people living per acre is overcrowding, is termed as higher density and treated as evil. Lower densities are desirable. Now density zoning. Types of densities. Densities are of three types: net density, gross density and overall density. Yet another kind of density is town density. How height zoning. Light plane. It is a and check applied to the height of one building does not obstruct ventilation of the property on the other side of the road. A light plane is marked at the suitable angle from the edge of the road on the either side, and the height of the building is suitably curtailed to allow the light plane to pass. The angle of light plane is generally 45 to or 63.5 degrees. So this is light plane. Okay, this is the angle with the horizontal, say 63.5 degrees. Okay, and here it is opposite property. Okay, so light should not obstruct the light of other. This building should not obstruct the light of the opposite property. Okay. Now height zoning. Floor space index or FSI or floor area ratio FAR. The ratio of the total built up area inclusive of walls of all the floors to the area of the land on which the building stands is known as floor space index or FSI or floor area ratio FAR. It may differ for different areas and for different buildings of the term. The floor area ratio is the total building square footage, that is building area, divided by the site size square footage area, that is site area. So floor area ratio FAR is total covered area on all floors of all the building on a certain plot divided by area of the plot. Height zoning. The zones are usually classified into the following four categories: residential zone, that is 40 to 50 degrees, commercial zone 2 to 5 degrees, residential zone 40 to 50%, commercial zone 2 to 5%, industrial zone 2 to 25%, and the rest area goes to recreational zone. Now advantages: best use of land for which it is reserved, then stabilization of land values, and unnecessary intrusion of factories and industries in residential areas avoided. Now zoning by use. Let's see industrial zone. 40 to 50% area of the town is occupied by residential zone. That is most important. Then ideal location. It should be have ideal location, peace, distant, privacy and greenery and transportation. Second one is commercial zone. 2 to 5% area of a town. Ideal location, center of traffic by roadside. Industrial zone 5 to 20%. Subclassification. Ideal location, that is leeward side, that is there are two sides, windward side and leeward side, so that pollution may not, it is in the direction of the wind. So and depending on the industry type, so on leeward side means the wind carries away the pollution or the polluting effect gases away from the town, that is leeward side. Then civic zone 2 to 3% of area of town, then public buildings, and then ideal location, okay, peace, distant location, that is civic zone. It should be in the center of the residential zone. Institutional zone 1 to 2% area of town, school, etc. It should be also in the center of the residential zone. And recreational zone 15 to 20% of the area, and recreational zone should be as far as possible in the central of the industrial zone. Now urban land use maps color. These are various colors used to show the urban land use. Yellow is for residential zone, red one is for commercial zone, purple or lavender is for industrial zone, light blue is for institutional, light green for parks and playgrounds, little grey dark yellow for built up areas, again residential, then dark green agriculture, dark purple agro industrial, dark green for forest, then little browner mining or quarry industries, little greener grassland and again little greener grassland and pasture. Pasture means area for grazer grassland. Then bluish swampland and marshes, and black cemeteries, landfills, idle lots and other. Cemeteries means where people are buried, or funeral area or funeral areas. Landfills, idle plots or other. This Kachra depot and other, this comes under black zones. Thank you.